All right, Jeff Zimmerman here with the legend Fernando Vargas here at his gym, head of the Vargas dynasty in North Las Vegas. How you doing, Fernando?
Doing great, brother. Thank you.
Hey, man, thanks for having me in this gym of yours, man. I know it hasn't been open that long, but what kind of got you going here?
Well, I got me and my partner, Hector Vasquez, I'd say, man, I need to open up a gym. He goes, bro, you're not going to make no money if it's just a boxing gym. And so I go, what are you trying to tell me? He goes, well, if you do jiu-jitsu in there, you're going to make some money, and, you're going to have a lot of fans come in just want to box. So, and also do the jiu-jitsu. I go, well, let's do it. So we did it, and now we're here, and, excited, and, just working hard. And, right now I'm doing all the classes. Yesterday, Amado helped me, which was great, because he really knows how to, he's really a people person. So, as I am too, I'm a people person too, but, when it comes to work, I do, train these, the fight class, and at 5 is the kids class, and then at 6 is the adult class. So I do right now. I'm doing it all until we're at that point where we could have somebody else do it.
You're a lifer, man, and we were talking earlier. You're based in Oxnard. I was up the road in the San Fernando Valley with the Garcias your whole life, the head of the Garcia dynasty. Now you're building your own dynasty here. Just talk about, growing up with the Garcias and what they mean.
So I was 12 years old when I started boxing, and I used to walk 3 miles, 1 hour one way, 1 hour another way to get to the boxing gym. One day when I was going to walking home, when it gets dark early, like at 5 o'clock, it's already nighttime, pitch dark outside. So I was walking down Rose Avenue, and that's along the street in Oxnard. And luckily, God helped me out with what was about to happen. So, Garcia saw me walking down the street, and then he pulled over because, I started after the boxing classes. After I did my training, I started walking home, and I started walking down Rose Avenue, like I said, and then he pulls over and he goes, Fernando, where are you going? I go, I'm going home. And he goes, where do you live? I go, in back of Channel 9, Texas. He goes, and you come walking every day? I go, yes, that's right. And then he goes, look, I live on Channel Islands Boulevard, and if you want, I'll show you first where I live at, and then I'll give you a ride to your house, and then you can come to the house after school, and we'll give you a ride. I hit the lottery. I was gonna do it anyways, but that helped me a lot, and from that day, Garcia, when we'd be alone, he'd, give me a ride. I call him Jefe, Jefe the Jefes, wow. The boss of all bosses. And so, that's the man who raised me. Jefe's dad, Jefe is used as you call your father for us Mexicans, right? So if you call somebody Jefe, that's your dad. So when, like I said, he picked me up and he took me a ride, give me a ride, and when I started walking to his house to go to the gym, he would take me to the gym with him, and he would be giving me amazing advice, like Fernando, look at that drug addict right there. Look at the man right there that's on the ground. Look how he's acting. Look at how he's moving. He's on drugs. He goes, never do a drug in your life. And you know what? And those thoughts in my head always would come back to me when I would go to a club, and in the bathroom everybody's doing coke and doing drugs, and I'm like, they're like, hey champ, and I go, nobody offer me nothing, because if you do, I'm gonna slap somebody around easy. And they go, no, we would never invite you. Yeah, right. We'll never want you to do it. Yeah, right. Be quiet. So, I'm the man I am today because of mi Jefe, Fernando Garcia. And he's who I call Pops. I didn't have a dad. I had a maggot stepfather that treated me like shit. abused me, and my trainer is, I still to this day, Garcia, I still call him to this day to get advice that I need as a man, as a family man, when I'm having trouble with the boys, when I'm I have issues that I need to speak to him about, and he always sends me such amazing responses and suggestions that I apply to my life. And so Garcia's not just my trainer. He's the man that's been with me since I was 12 years old. And I'll never forget, nor will I ever stop communicating with him, because to me he's the ultimate man. And I just can't say enough about him. If it wasn't for him, I would have been locked up in jail for life. I would have killed my stepfather. Just a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful to the Garcias. Robert, I used to, when my mom kicked me out of the house, Garcia told me to come and stay with him, like a son. And then I would ask Garcia, can I get an apple? And he goes, Fernando, open the refrigerator. There's food, whatever you want, get. You don't ask in this house. And that to me was amazing. To this day, I will always remember that, and I will forever, have a relationship with the Garcias, and me and Robert would sleep in the same bed, and I would go to the boxing gym, and just I slept, ate, and drank boxing my whole life, and so that's why I was able to do things at such an astronomical level. To become the youngest national champion at 16, open division, youngest Olympian. I'm younger than Floyd. Youngest junior middleweight champion in boxing history, 3-time world champion, IBF, WBA, WBC. I couldn't have done it first and foremost without God, and then without Garcia, my Jefe, Senor Garcia.
And now you're building your own dynasty,
Correct.
known as the Vargas dynasty.
Correct.
Maybe a spinoff from the Garcia dynasty, but that's okay. You got your sons here.
So check this out. I told Garcia, I said, Jefe, Pops, I'm gonna beat you. He goes, how you gonna beat me? He goes, I go, Jefe, I'm gonna beat you. Le voy a ganar. What do you mean? I'm gonna beat you. He goes, Jefe, le voy a ganar. I'm gonna beat you. He goes, how are you gonna beat me, Fernando? He goes, I go, you made Robert Garcia world champion, your son. Mikey Garcia world champion. I have my 3 boys, Junior, Amado, and Emmy. I'm gonna beat you and make them all 3 world champions. He goes, you know what he said? Fernando, you're not gonna beat me. You're gonna tie me. Wow, what is he telling me? That I'm his son too.
Wow.
So that to me, wow. It made me cry at that 22. But I got nothing bad to say about the Garcias. They've always been legit people with me, and that's what it'll always be to this day.
So Junior was here working out just a few minutes ago with you. You guys hitting the mitts and everything, and talking about that. I mean, is that kind of what you're doing now? Is kind of what you learned from Jefe, is kind of giving back to your kids?
Yeah, but I didn't even want them to fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. This all started because of Emiliano. Emiliano, my 3rd son. Emiliano, one time I took him. He was 9 years old, and then we started fighting, training when he was 10. No. He was 10 years old when I took him to the boxing gym. So we were at some fights. I was handing over some awards, some amateur fights here locally in Vegas, and Emiliano. I took Emiliano with me. He goes, Papi, yo quiero hacer eso. When he saw it, he goes, Dad, I want to do it. He goes, Papi, yo quiero hacer eso. Daddy, I want to do that. I go, no, you don't want to do that. He goes, Papi, I want to do that. I go, if you ask me after I pick you up from school, I'll take you to the gym. He thought about it all day. As soon as he got into the car, he said, you going to take me to the boxing gym?
How old was he?
10 years old.
10 years old.
No, 9 years old, he started boxing at 10 years old. I was started at 12. He started 2 years. He had 2 years above me. So he started boxing at 10 years old. And I took him to the gym. And then I opened up my own gym, and the other juniors started. Some dude came that wanted to spar. He said, "I want to spar your son." And Junior wasn't even training or anything. He gets in the ring and boom, knocks him down. And then Junior comes the next day and trains and spars again, and boom, knocks another guy down. And then the next day after that, he comes again and he spars it and he knocks another guy down. And I go, "Junior, you got the power, son. You got it from your daddy. So let me just tell you this. You can take this where you want to take it to, but you gotta have to want it, not me. I already lived my life. I already lived my dream. Youngest junior middleweight champion in boxing history, 3-time world champion. I'd be 5 world champions, junior world champions, Roman Marquez, Winky Red, Cortez, Ray Castillo, and the 4 Hall of Famers and world champions that beat me didn't walk away saying it was easy because I was in their ass too. So, you know, I don't need to. I don't need it. I don't need to make my kids fight. So when I started saying people, one time my compadre goes like this, he goes, "Champ, you don't want your kids to fight?" I go, "No." "You don't want your kids to fight?" I go, "No." Are you sure you don't want your kids to fight? I go, "No." He goes, "Okay, champ, who's gonna tell your kids they can't be like their dad? Because I'm not gonna tell them." When he said that, what am I gonna say?
Right.
Nobody could take away boxing from me. When I saw amateur boxing on TV, God saved me that day. I was 12 years old, locked up in juvenile hall, hundreds of hours for batteries and thefts. One day when I was suspended for school for fighting, I saw amateur boxing on TV. I said, "What?" On Jones Intercable, I'll never forget. Ringside Boxing Challenge, I'll never forget. They said, coming from La Corona Boxing, I said, "What in the hell is this?" I found out where La Corona Boxing Gym was at. And at first, I called the number on there because they kept on saying La Corona Boxing Gym, La Corona Boxing Gym, La Corona. And so I make a call 411 or even 0, I think it was operated to get the number to the La Corona Boxing Gym. I call, I go there the next day, and I start my career. I say to myself, I'm never gonna stop boxing. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna be a superstar in the sport. And how did I make sure of that? I said to myself, if I want to be world champion, I gotta go ask God. I went to church, started walking to church, right at my best friend's brother on the handlebar to go to church, so God will make me a superstar. God's done that and created things in my life. And I will forever serve God for what He's already done in my life. Even if He doesn't do nothing else. But He's done extraordinary things in my life that you would have to say, that was only God. So, it's a blessing for me to be living what I'm living right now through my kids' eyes. Like I said, I never had a dad. But you know, what I'm doing. And it's a blessing when fans tell me, "Man, Fernando, you never had a dad, but you're an amazing dad." Thank you, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I made a lot of mistakes with Junior because he was my first son. I was a young pops. I'm the one that wanted to get my wife pregnant. I got her pregnant at 15. I had Junior when she was 16. I was 18.
Wow.
So this family's together because of my wife. I wouldn't be the man I am if my wife wasn't in my life. So God even put that together. Like I said, I've been serving God since I was 12 years old. And when I met her, I went home and I told my mom, I met the mother of my kids. And she's going to be the mother of my kids. And a year or two later, I committed in 1994, 1996, Junior was born. And the rest is history.
And now all 3 kids undefeated, professionals. I mean, that's got to be a dream. I mean,
well, like, you know what? I remember when I was a kid, I was a street fighter before I started boxing. I was a street fighter before I started boxing, and I was Fernando Chavez. My mom put me in school under my maiden name. When they said that I had to use Vargas, when I got my USA boxing passport, because that was on my birth certificate, I cried. And I feel that because of the decision I was about to make, I was already a man at 12 years old. I'll tell you what. At 12 years old, I said to myself, when they said I had to use Vargas, because it was on my birth certificate, I go, but ma'am, I'm charged at school. I could show you, you know, my grades and my grade, what is it, grade report? What is it? I don't know what it is.
Report card.
Report card. And I go, you can even see my report cards. And she goes, son, we have to go what's on your birth certificate. And I remember making the decision that day, crying as a 12-year-old kid, wiping my tears and saying, I don't want to be Vargas. This is my dad's name. He was never part of my life. I was abused because of his absence, you know, by my Maggie stepfather. I don't want to carry his name. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a dude that's in jail for I'm an ex-murderer. I'm not none of that. I don't want that. I remember making this decision as a man, crying, and I said to myself, now my children are gonna go, fuck it. Vargas is gonna start with me, and I'm gonna give it to my kids and my wife one day, and I'm gonna make it a name to be proud of. Not a drug addict's name, not an ex-murderer's name, not a deadbeat guy's name. And that's what I did with Vargas.
Here with Fernando Vargas, the legend at his new gym here in Vegas. Fernando, man, I've seen you at Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame more than once. I mean, obviously you're a fan favorite, but what I noticed more than anything is the respect from other fighters, former fighters, people coming up to you. And I know you and Oscar has seemed to have buried the hatchet.
Correct.
You know, you guys seem, you know, he's now living here. I wasn't at the fights last weekend, but Bernard Hopkins, another legend who, you know, had a checkered past, as we know from Philly, came up to you. Seemed like a really, you know, close moment. What was that like, and what did he say to you?
Well, it's always love, you know what I mean? And he just told me, you know, you're doing amazing with your boys. Continue to do what you do. And you know, and I told him, look, I got something from you, B.R., because you said always be in shape. Don't drink, don't do, and you still to this day don't drink, and that was my downfall. If I don't trust alcohol, nobody beats me. But God, you know, if I have to go through that, so my kids don't serve as I serve as an example to tell them, look, if I could have gotten farther, but after my fight with Roman Marquez, nobody could beat me that night. I was the angle god. I never gone past 6 rounds, and I knocked him out in the 11th round. And so, you know, if I don't start drinking, nobody beats me. The devil gave me a beer that day, and that was the worst mistake I ever did. A guy that was saving a lot of money from us, a lawyer, me and Robert Garcia, gave me a beer, and I never drank. I'm not that good. Got millions in the bank. So I drinking the worst mistake I ever made. But all the mistakes and the good, the bad that happened in my career served me for experience for my boys, as you see. I'm taking it nice and slow. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Are you as happy as you've ever been? Because I see the pride. I see.
Look, I'm blessed. Look. I came to Vegas an alcoholic. And you know, my wife fed up with me. And if she would have left me, I probably would have gone downhill super. But December 1st, 2014 was the last time I touched alcohol. Let's just say 2015 I just turned 8 years sober because of God took away the urge to drink. I will forever serve God, like what I said, for what He's already done in my life. And that's just it. You know what I mean? All this that's happening is God's blessing. And you know, It couldn't have been at a more perfect time. You know, it's such a blessing for me to be living where I'm living right now. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.
Let's talk about, and we'll wrap up here in a few. Fernando
'cause
Vargas.
yours is long.
Yeah. No, I just want to talk about some of the fighters and stuff going on today. 140, you're at, hottest division perhaps in boxing right now with Teofimo, Devin, Ryan Garcia, Rollies, Matisse, how do you say it, Matisse? What are your thoughts on that division? Who's the top guy in your opinion?
Man, that's a stacked division. Devin did an amazing job. He's undisputed, right?
Yeah, he was at 135 and then moved up, beat Regis at 140.
Man, it's just a stacked division. I think Tank is.
Tank, I forgot to mention Tank.
Tank is probably the one. Who else is at 140?
Teofimo,
Teofimo got two. Teofimo's a great fighter himself.
Ryan Garcia, Devin
Garcia's
Haney.
a great fighter too. You know.
Hard to pick one.
Yeah, it's just hard to pick one, but I think it's just a stacked division.
Do you feel like boxing? You were in one of the best eras of boxing. How do you see boxing today? I mean, you saw what happened the other night. You were at the fight with Virgil Ortiz, the stoppage early. I mean,
What was that about? What was that about?
I don't know. There are reports that he had an aneurysm before.
Yeah, but I mean.
But then why is he in the ring?
And Tony Weeks is a great referee. I don't know why he pulled that. I'm like, I was there at the fights, and so I was like, what the hell? What did I miss? I didn't see anything like man, the guy was something crazy, but it was crazy.
And I'll ask you one more question. I'm in Dallas, Fernando. So if you ever come out to Dallas, Errol Spence, obviously Virgil Ortiz is from out there. Spence finally reappeared on social media yesterday. Had another cataract surgery, but says he's not retiring. Maybe the rematch with Crawford happens. What are your thoughts on that if it does?
How are you going to tell a champion you can't be a champion? No more. That's why, and I get it. I know the feeling. I got it. But I wish Earl the best, man. It's tough, man. We're in a tough sport already. And for you already to have surgeries like that was it cataract? No, it was for the what was it?
He had a cataract, retina maybe before
retina,
that.
detached retina.
Right.
I don't know if that was it, right? Detached retina, was that
The first one, I think.
Yeah,
this
so
one was a cataract.
It's just tough, man, And then, like I said, who's going to tell you can't be champion when you've been the champion? That's all you know. National titles, Olympian, world titles. I'm going to tell you, it's tough.
When will you be in the Hall of Fame, Fernando?
I'm in the. I was in the Nevada Boxing Hall of
Right.
Fame already. Yeah. Let me just say this: everybody makes a big deal about Minnesota. Why Minnesota when Las Vegas is a fight capital of the world?
Yeah. You feel like it's more political out there?
I don't know.
There's a lot of guys that seem like aren't even getting looked at from your generation and before.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
When I go out, I get so much love from the fans, and that's amazing. It's such a blessing. It's something that I prayed for when I was a kid. So whenever it happens, people say, "Did you get tired of it?" I get tired of love, and after I'm done getting mobbed and sending out to take a picture, answer prayer. I ask God to make me love like my idols. El gran campeón mexicano Julio César Chávez. And if I could just be a little bit like him, not like him, I'll be so blessed, Lord. Thank you so much for being good to me. And when things like, whenever I was about him 20 years. 20 years.
We'll end it right there with the legend, Fernando Vargas, at his gym here in Vegas. A couple of his sons over here. Boxing and jiu-jitsu, check it out. There's Gabe Flores Sr. and Jr.
He's been in the gym.
Fernando, thanks, man. Appreciate it.